Here we are in game 2. I'll be on the play, and I think this is keepable because we have Kodama's Reach into turn 4 Ancient. Again, not the fastest hand. It seems like our deck is pretty slow, but if he's not hyper aggressive, then this hand should be good enough to get there. Gleam of Resistance. Path to Exile is a pretty good draw. Yeah, the Gleam of Resistance is actually gonna be relevant here if I save it till the late game, because my 2 Ancients are just gonna produce a ton of Saprolings that I can then Alpha Strike with and swing for basically lethal. Playing the Forest here, of course, instead of the Vivid, so I can Kodama's Reach. I think 2 planes. Right. Because we were on the play, and he looks like he might be a weird arcane deck, maybe. At any rate, he doesn't really have any pressure, so turn 4 Ancient is going to be very good. I've actually never seen Arcane before, so this should be interesting. Is there a counterspell? I don't think so, not for that mana. Alright, so it resolves. And expecting, looks like he is some variant of either Arcane or Storm. I've actually, okay, yeah, so we're playing against Storm here. Actually kind of interested about the Arcane deck. That, I think, has potential to actually be very, very good. Storm, on the other hand, well, Storm is good too if you assemble the correct pieces. Grinning Ignis, I think, is the one you need. Sudden Shotgun, okay, so he's gonna kill the Ancient. 2 for 1ing himself in the process. Grape Shot, yeah. That I'm okay with. I have more Ancients, and every spell not in his hand is a spell he can't storm off with. So, just gonna play my 2nd Ancient here. There's a chance I might have wanted to wait for next turn, so I could protect it with Otherworldly Journey, but the fact that he played 2 removal spells to kill my other Ancient, I think he probably doesn't have Torrent of Stone, which means this Ancient should be safe. Just evoking the Muldrifter, interesting. I guess he needed his 5th land drop. That looks to be very good for me. Alright, now we're in a pretty comfortable position. If he tries to kill our Ancient, we have Otherworldly Journey up and Gleam of Resistance. Plus a Path to Exile for his exactly 0 creatures on the field. He does have 7 cards in hand, though, so I need to worry about his Empty the Warrens. There's always a chance when you're playing against Storm that you're just dead, and you don't really know it. Looks like he's thinking about whether he wants to storm off right now. Yeah, I'll be right back when he makes his... Okay, never mind. Looks like he made his decision. Electrolyze the Ancient, rather. Oh man, that's That's pretty good. Okay, so I'm gonna Otherworldly Journey here, of course, so I can counter his card draw. This Otherworldly Journey right now also plays around Sudden Shock if he has a second one. So, yeah, I definitely don't want him to be drawing more cards. The more dig Storm has, the more likely he's going to be to assemble his combo. Yeah. Otherworldly Journey is a very good card. Now I get a 5/5. So he's in a lot of trouble if he can't find something. Looks like he's digging pretty desperately right now. I didn't draw any other creatures though, so if he does like find some way to deal with the ancients, I might be in for a bit of trouble. Something like a Rift Bolt into a Pyrite Spellbomb or something. Okay, he does have the Ignis, which is a bit disturbing because one of his cards is Empty the Warrens, and now the Ignis just gives him a ton of mana. I don't think he can kill me with Empty the Warrens, thankfully. But okay, Pestermite. Tapping down the Ancient, I'm assuming. So we know that one of his cards is Empty the Warrens, and he has 2 unknowns. If he uses the Ignis, he's gonna be able to get Storm count 4 or 5, I think, giving him 10 goblins. I actually think I might have enough creatures to be able to chump block block his goblins profitably. Especially since I have Gleam of Resistance. I can just swing in and then untap all my guys and block. My big thing here is I need to figure out what to bring back with Ewit. Alternately, I can path his Ignis. I mean, he has the mana up to put it back in his hand, but that's fine because this would actually buy me a turn. Because next turn he's going to have to recast his Ignis rather than storming off. Is it worth it? Well, I can just Ewit back the path if I do that. I don't know. I'm not really afraid of his goblins. Yeah. For a brief moment, I considered the Otherworldly Journey because I can Otherworldly Journey the Ewit for some sweet value, but I feel like I don't really have time to durdle here. I just want to kill him before his goblins kill me. Yeah. Looks like this is going to be his critical storm turn. My plan is to actually attack with everything next turn after he has like 10 or 12 goblins on the field, and then if he doesn't block anything, then if he just chump blocks, that's fine. But if he tries to kill my creatures by stacking his goblins, then I'm just gonna Gleam of Resistance and wipe his board of his goblins. Alright, let's see how high he can knock the storm count. And we have empty. Looks like 12 goblins are in my future. Swing with Pestermite. And I get to make 2 saplings. And I drew Cloud Goat Ranger. He is quite dead. Yeah. The reason I didn't attack with the other 2 is because just in case he doesn't stack blocks like this, I want to actually cast Cloud Goat Ranger rather than Path to Exile. But because he's just stacking blocks, I mean Gleam is the obvious play here. Looks like the Cloud Goat Ranger can wait. So that's 7 goblins on my ancient. So I need to I need to Gleam and then path one of his tokens. That still seems pretty good. Basically negates his last turn. If I knew he was gonna try to trade as opposed to jumping, then I would have played this differently. But as it is, I'm still quite happy with the results. So he needs to have another empty Warren or something, or he's pretty much dead. Looks like he's digging for one. Did he not reveal anything? That's pretty good. And 2 cards in hand. I'm feeling quite good about my odds. I'm not quite sure what he would need to have to get out of this situation. Maybe like a Torrent of Stone, splicing another Torrent of Stone. But even then, he can't get rid of my 5/5 Ancient. Oh well, I guess he could block with a Goblin. But then I just dropped the Cloud Goat Ranger, so I'm not really too worried. Sudden Shock on a Ballad. Yeah, if that's his line of play, I think I pretty much win this one. Alright. And I drew a Microderm. Does that make lethal? I think it does. Block, block, block. And then I can pump twice, 3 times basically. Yeah, I think so. Alright. Yeah. I don't know why I didn't attack with the Ewit right there. That was sort of a misclick. Oof. Man, I've been slipping up this game. But I'm not really sure what he could draw to get out of this. Okay. So we're playing against Storm. But he does have a couple creatures. Yeah. I'm gonna board in the Raven's Crime. because hand disruption is pretty decent. Plus, it helps with land flooding. My strategy against Storm is actually to bring in as many creatures as I can and just overrun them and race them. And even if he gets a ton of goblins, I can just block for ages. With 18 creatures main deck, I think I'm in pretty good shape. Alright, let's start game 2. On the draw, I think this is keepable. I have a turn 1 play, and any land gives me a turn 3 play as well. And then 2 more lands just will let me vomit my entire hand. It's interesting because I think the Storm deck, you can make the argument for wanting to be on the draw, on the draw. I think maybe on the play is still best because decks can just aggro you out, but my deck is is on the slower side, so there's a chance that maybe he just should have been on the draw to see one extra card and have a better chance of assembling his combo. I did draw the land, thankfully, right on time. And I have the Raven's Crime in hand, but no black source. Thing about the blue-red decks are they always have 7 cards in hand, it seems. All their cards seem to draw more cards. There's a chance he might be playing like Glacial Rays and stuff, because he's playing so many arcane spells anyways, and Glacial Ray is just a very good removal spell to begin with. So I need to watch out for that. Like right now, if he were to just cantrip and splice Glacial Ray, he can kill my Germinator or my Thallid, so I don't get a Saproling. And I could be in a bit of trouble. Instead, he has Rift Bolts. That one I'm not as worried about. Well, Glacial Ray is instant speed, so there's a chance he... But because I actually have 3 on my Thallid right now, he missed his window to Glacial Ray if he wanted to. Because I can protect with Germinator now. And I top deck my 4th land as scheduled. And he's gonna need to do some work to not die. I think Germinator was the right pick there. If he tried to kill my Sandsower, I could just take a token take a Saproling from the Thallid and pump the Sandsower with the Germinator. There's a lot of cute interactions like that I enjoy playing Thallids. Looks like he's storming off. 4 mana left. Does he have a Manamorphose, or is he just gonna play some Goblins? Alright, so Storm count 3. We get 4 Goblins. 8 Goblins, rather. Okay. I do have... Ooh, Imperial Soar. 8 is not enough to kill me, and I do have a Saproling token and 2 other things I'm willing to block with. So he's gonna have to... Petals... Okay, I'm perfectly happy with Petals. I was gonna say, if he had like some way to remove my Imperial Soar, or even my Sandsower, then I would I might actually be in a bit of trouble, but looks like he's just digging to refill and maybe storm off again. No attacks. I'm perfectly fine with that. Yeah. Our luck with the land draw seems to have run out, but I can't really complain. I got two in a row. Question is, do I attack with Imperial Soar? I think I might just want to wait in case he has like 2 removal spells in hand. He did keep his 3 cards, I think, so that could be bad. Storming off again? 2 white. Interesting. Huh. Is that the only way he can cast a few killers with Manamorphos? That's pretty sweet. Shores you up against some of the more aggressive decks. I like it. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to play the E-Wit. I do have Reveillark in hand, so if I can ever get to cast it, then I can just get the E-Wit back. As it is right now, Imperial Soar can block the giant indefinitely, so he still needs to get some removal spells if he wants to start attacking. Oh, and I guess I also have the Sand Sower, so I can just tap down whatever I want. And my Thallid is steadily ticking up. Looks like I've pretty much stabilized. Yeah. The vomit creatures on the board strategy works pretty decently against Storm, provided they don't have that many removal spells. Glacial Ray is pretty scary, or would be pretty scary right now. I think I might have lagged out a bit. Suddenly, we have Sudden Shock. Well, looks like I should have played around that card. I need to remember that Split Second is in the format, and it ruins people's days. So looks like we don't get our Saprolings. That's a shame. Grinning Ignis. Okay. Looks like he's storming off again. Is it Grape Shot or is it Empty the Warrens? That's the question. Both would be annoying. Well, I didn't keep track of the storm count, but it's a lot. Another Ignis? Oh, and then he returns it to hand and has exactly enough for empty. Cool. Or Pestermite. Oh, it's Grape Shot. Okay, I see. He's gonna untap a land. That's pretty nice. Well, that's pretty bad for me. Because he can ping the Armorer and then kill my Imperial Sword, basically. And then probably my E-Wit also. Oh boy. Not removing counters from a Thallid was pretty bad. Because now I don't have enough chump blockers. And no way to deal with his giant. Yeah, bit of a misplay on my part. Need to remember Sudden Shock. Though if I draw a 5th land, I am still in this game. Tapping down the giant right now, so I don't have to, because I won't have enough creatures after he blows them all up. Do 6 to me? I'm okay with that. I get to kill 2 of... Okay, looks like he decided against it. Alright. Yeah, I really need the land. Well, it's almost a land. Strangely not quite the same. Let's see. If I use it, he can do 7, like, plus 6, 13 damage to me. I'm pretty much dead. I think I might want to just play the Germinator rather than the Kodama's Reach. This is where Search for Tomorrow would be slightly better. I'm still dead if I had Search for Tomorrow though. Yeah. Germinator, and then Prey, basically. I need to top deck my my 5th land if I want to have any hope. So, there we go. What would be really useful right now would be 2 Saprolings. Well, what can you do? Glacial Ray. Oh. That's the card I didn't want to see. And with that, Oh, he was... Okay, yeah. That's one of the things that's really confusing about the new interface. I'm not sure if he was splicing or he was revealing or... So it turns out Electrolyze was a card he revealed, and he was splicing the Glacial Ray onto his peer. That makes more sense. And I am quite dead. Especially since he has Electrolyze in hand. Killing the Microderm, drawing a card. Sandsower, rather. He killed a Sandsower. That's interesting. Yeah, no way out of this. Alright, is there anything I want to change here? Maybe another creature. Maelstrom Pulse is basically my out against his goblins. I'm just trying to figure out if there's a way I can speed up my deck and apply enough pressure to aggro him out. Woodkeepers doesn't really help with that. Yeah, let's try the Shaman. Seems like a solid card. Do I want the Duskcloth? Or maybe another Germinator? Wait. You know... Okay. I decided to go with the Dust Wasp because I don't have that many early plays in this deck. And that would give me an early suspend card. This hand is very good. I get all 3 colors, and I have a Maelstrom Pulse for his Empty the Warrens, of which I only saw 1 copy. Hopefully he only has 1 copy. I do need another green source, but we can definitely work with this. And there's a green source. And once again, we're in the comfortable position of drawing a land lets us play Yosei, and not drawing a land means we get more gas. So we both Mole Drifter. Mycoderm it is. I'm curious if he has another way to win. If I do manage to pulse his swarm of goblin tokens. I'm quite happy beating down right here. 5/5 is huge in this format because most of the red removal spells only do up to 4. The only one that does 5 damage is Fiery Fall, but it's a 6 mana land cycling spell. So Imperial Sword is probably going to at least get in for a couple. Splicing Glacial Ray. Okay. That card's going to be annoying. I have a lot of 2 toughness creatures in my deck. And he found a Rift Bolt. Well, he could actually kill the Imperial Sword by Rift Bolt plus another burn spell, but I'm okay if he wants to 2-for-1 himself. It's also less cards for him to storm off with. More likely he's going to suspend the Rift Bolt. And possibly storm off the turn after that. Storm has a bunch of difficult decisions that need to be made. As you can see, his time is really low. I have more than double. Of course, I'm playing green-white fatties, so not as many decisions that need to be made. Okay, it looks like he's going to try to storm off. Or is he just drawing a card? If it's Empty the Warrens, then I'm very happy to just pulse it and swing for 7. If it's Grape Shot, then that's alright too, because he's probably only going to be able to kill the Imperial Sword. If that. I'm putting him on Grape Shot right now. Jeez. He didn't draw the mana, I guess. That's unfortunate. I think he was trying to draw his 5th land and then kill my Mycoderm. Either way, I'm pretty sure I can't lose this game at this point. He would need to somehow burn me out. And I have lethal on the board. Okay, he's gonna kill the Imperial Sword. That's fine. I'm one short of lethal. Oh, I do have... No, Gleam. Yeah, Gleam does it, I think. If I create a sapling at the end of his turn, and I Gleam, that is going to be 10 damage? Yep. He was in the tank for a long time, so I just cut ahead. Looks like he's peering through the depths and glacial raying my Imperial Sword. Oh. Looks like revealing a Grape Shot. Crap. I forgot to create a sapling at the end of his turn. Yeah, I'm making a ton of mistakes. Yikes. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Gonna play the Terminator. And basically, he needs to either kill me now or wrath my board. Both of which I don't think he can do. Yeah. Looks like he's digging for something. Let's see. He plays a land. He can splice Glacial Ray, killing Thallid, killing one of my Thallids, and Grape Shot. Oh, or he can empty the Warrens and die to Maelstrom Pulse. This I am fine with. Let's make some saplings. Put some counters on my Thallids. Maelstrom Pulse's guys. Don't think he has anything for one blue. Not sure what he's thinking about. And swing for the win. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with how my deck's running right now. It seems like it's a fairly consistent deck, though a bit on the slow side, so I might run into some problems against an aggressive deck in the finals. We shall see. I'll be back for round 3 in a bit.